Welcome to a video that's a little bit different. This is a campaign, my winter campaign. Fingers feel like they're gonna fall off. Welcome to a video that's a little bit different. Going back to the last weekend of November 2024, it was a wet and cold winter. We'd had a lot of rain and it got me thinking of where I wanted to be over the course of the winter. Where could I be most comfortable and where could I catch some nice fish? That Sunday, Fish with Jay gave me a call and he said he was going over to Hilton Valley for a session and he asked if I wanted to go for a recce. This seemed like the perfect idea. I'd been to Hilton once before, but that was back in the winter of 2023, and I'd blanked on that session too. But it hasn't come up on it hasn't been uploaded onto the YouTube because I'm running 2 years behind, but that will eventually be uploaded. Thanks to Jay, this one's getting uploaded 2 years ahead of schedule. So massive shout out to Fish with Jay. Yeah, being that I'd blanked there last winter, it was definitely on my mind that we had to go there and we had to catch some fish. That was the plan anyway. So me and Jay arranged a 48-hour trip for the first week of December, and 24 hours into that trip, I was hooked.
Right, welcome back to another Fishing for a Bites video. As you would have already seen, we're with Jay. Cool. Lovely jubbly. And I say we're over at Hilton Valley, but not the typical, what is it the other one called? Kany. Yeah, normally we'd go on Kany, but we've gone for something a bit different. We've come on Shals Pond. But yeah, and I say, thought we'd go for something a bit different. Jay was here last week and the water was really down on Kany, so yeah, thought we'd give Shals Pond a go. We've had a lot of rain over the last couple of days. Temperatures up, blue skies, sun's out. There's a storm forecasted for the weekend, so fingers crossed we'll be able to get a couple of carp on the bank. Just one this trip would be good. Right, so that is rod number one for me out on the bait scoop, and Jay's got rod number one and number two out. A couple of casts to get it underneath that willow there, and then he's just dropped a bait scoop of bait over it and just had a liner. So fingers crossed he might have a bite, mate. It looks, I'm confident, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm just about to run through. Well, basically, Hilton have got funny rules. You're not allowed your own pellet, you're not allowed your own particle, and you put pellet in your solid bags. And we was like, what are you gonna do? Cool. Blend up your boilies, make it into a boilie dust, and added some magic dust, some salt to try and take some of the moisture out of the boilie crumb. And basically,
yes, we have tested it.
Yeah, and we have tested it. But the only thing is, like you see, you might be able to tell. Like I made this about 15 minutes ago, and it's already starting to sag. So the only thing is, with your boilie solid bags, you can't pre-make your bags because you will just wake up to, or you will, like, literally within a couple of hours the bags just go absolutely soggy. You've only got a maximum of three, four wraps here, like nothing crazy. So they probably wouldn't be very good for distance casting, but maybe Jay's ones, because Jay's been able to compact them quite down tiny. You know what he's like. Every time I see him, his bags get smaller and smaller as well. But yeah, on enough. Yeah, look, let me go show you.
It's quite soggy, but
yeah, like you say, how long ago did you make that?
last night.
Yeah, last night, and you see it's got like a few wrinkles on it, just from the moisture. So yeah, you can't go pre-making too many, but yeah, just have a nice chilled weekend. Solid bag, ready to go out. Gonna plonk it somewhere over there. Yeah, fingers crossed. Look at this little contraption. We put the bivvies close together. We wrapped the door up there. We've bungeed it up over here. And yeah, this is the setup. We've got the old cook station going on over here. And then, yeah, little way out to the rods over there. So I've laid my bivvy out a new way. Forgot my pillow, so I'm using loads of my coats and stuff. But yeah, Jay said about moving my bed round the other way, and it's the first time I've done it like that, and you do get a lot more room. Quite impressed. Oh, how lovely are these. If you've never seen one of these, it's the Ridge Monkey extra large hot water bottle. Just got that on. It's not cold, but it's just always nice to have a bit of comfort in it. And Jay's just picked one up, so it's his first time using it this weekend. And he's borrowing, I'll literally just bring that kettle to do the hot water bottle. Obviously I usually use my saucepan there. But yeah, that for doing the hot water bottles, because you can get much more water in that big kettle. And yeah, it's just a nice touch on these winter days. Lovely jubbly. But Jay's gonna, I just had a thought as well, rather than cooking my Cornish pasty and that, trying to warm it up, I said, oh Jay, let me borrow your Ridge Monkey. And he's kindly said yes. So I'm gonna stick my Cornish pasty in there, and then I'm gonna make some mashed potato and have Cornish pasty with some mash. Hopefully it tastes as good as it sounds.
The talk of the unknown carp, the chance of a potential 30 and possibly a 40, I just couldn't resist. This seemed like a good challenge for the winter. But although I'd blanked again on this session, Jay had an absolute banger from Shals Pond in the last couple of hours, and it just felt right. This is where we was going to spend our winter.
Yes, mate. Just been woken up. My socks drying there behind me in my bivvy. But yeah, just been woken up. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning. We have a fish in the net. Let's go.
And the rod has absolutely melted off, and we've got one in the net. Like I say, it just went just under 18 pound. It fell to match the hatch over a mix of 10 and 15 mil boilie, a trimmed down wafter in a solid bag with boilie crumb in the solid bag, as you're not allowed to use your own pellet here. So yeah, we've had to improvise, and the only way you can fish a solid bag is by using either boilie or boilie crumb, or getting the house pellet. But the house pellet's 6-8 mil pellet, so you're not putting that in a solid bag. But yeah, boilie crumb, match the hatch over, I don't know, it was like, I don't know, 8-10 boilies, hardly anything over each rod. But yeah, what an absolute banger.
I got one in the net.
Yes, mate. There we have it. Fish number 2 on the second morning at the start of this campaign. I couldn't have asked for it to go any better. Wind is hacking in my corner. It's freezing cold. It's the 21st of December and we've got an absolute banger. Absolute belter, mate. Hilton Valley over on Shals Pond. These fish in here are unbelievable. Most probably uncaught. Solid bag on a black magic bead.
Good morning. Right, it's been a bit of a crazy one. Last night, as you would have seen, Jay managed 2-3 fish on the last night, and it creeped up, got to about 11 o'clock, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to redo both my rods, freshen them up, see if we can't get a bite on the last morning before we go home. Redone the rods about 11 o'clock last night, 9 o'clock this morning. We've got another one in the net. Let's go, mate. 3 fish each. Couldn't ask for anything more. Let's go.
Yes, mate. Another absolute banger from Shals Pond at Hilton Valley. Fish number 3 for me. Coming to the right hand rod. After Jay having 3 fish last night, I had to do something, so I redone my rods. And the rod that hadn't done me a bite yet has done me the biggest fish of the session for myself and the biggest fish of my campaign so far.
Come on.
Probably the prettiest one.
I don't know.
It fell to a yellow. Well, the prettiest one that I've had so far. I'll say this one fell to a yellow, the bigger one. The 2 smaller ones that I had fell to a match the hatch. So maybe Jay's onto something there.
Shh. Get some pictures,
It'll be
mate.
long gone by the time this video is out.
Right. Probably can't really see much, but the rod's still leading up the bivvy there. Still just fishing the one rod. So didn't think it was worth getting it back out with an hour or 2 to go. So started having a slow pack down, and yeah, just having a pack down and gonna be out of here in the next half hour, an hour. I say just got the one rod to go away, the pod to go away, the old frontier bivvy, which will only take 5 minutes to pack down. It's my first time putting it down though, so it might take me a while. And then yeah, everything packed up, food bag, cook station, food, clothes, couple buckets, coffee, me rucksack and me bed and me barrow over there. But yeah, core mate, what a start to the campaign. Literally couldn't have asked for anything better. It's been an absolute pucker weekend. Managed to squeeze in an extra night. We was actually only initially booked on for 48. We squeezed in the extra night. We've managed to squeeze out 3 fish between us. No, 3 fish each, 6 fish between us. And we're 3 days away from Christmas. I'm going to go home a very happy man, celebrate Christmas with my little one, and then we will be back here, possibly before the new year, but definitely in the new year. We're going to smash this winter ticket, smash this campaign. We've got 6 out of 30 fish that are in this lake. We're going to catch them all. Let's go.
So, I chose Hilton Valley for the fish, for the unknown, and for the sake of, shall I say, making winter fishing that little bit easier. With Hilton Valley supplying all your mats, nets and slings, it's just one less thing to be lugging about. one less thing to be worrying about, one less wet thing to go in the car, and just overall it just makes loading and unloading and just makes winter fishing easier. And that's what we're about, making fishing easier. To have no wet stuff going in the car over winter, it was perfect. With all the swims being gravel, there was no chance of ending up muddy, soaking wet and horrible at the end of a session. I'm pretty sure every trip I come home pretty much as clean as I had gone there, which for the winter, when can you ever say that? You normally bring in loads of spare clothes, spare jumpers, this, that and the other. But yeah, with the fishery being laid out the way it is, it's just very comfortable. It's easy, nice winter fishing. Can't ask for anything more, can you? It was the right time to buy my winter ticket. So I gave Darren a message. He said there's still a couple of spaces available. And as I bought my ticket in December, it's only cost me £150 to fish December, January and February. So not only is it nice easy fishing, it's cheap, because after 2 or 3 48-hour sessions, you're looking at what, 160, 180 for a couple of 48 hours, maybe a 60-hour session, and £150 for the whole winter. I think in total we did 7 or 8 sessions, so we absolutely had our money's worth. And yeah, we got Christmas and that trip out of the way, we got New Year done, and it was the first week of January. And unfortunately, as life gets in the way, it got in the way again, and we probably had another 3 to 4 week break on the bank. So there were some bits going wrong with the car. I wasn't free, Jay wasn't free, and we just couldn't get there, basically. Our next trip was almost 4 weeks from that trip in the end of December. We didn't return to Shals Pond until the 26th of January. The car wasn't fixed, but with a month left of the ticket, we just had to get on the bank and get some time on the ticket. We had to make the most of the ticket. Jay's come and saved the day this morning. He's had to bring his gas so we can get some breakfast on. We're gonna have some sausage, bean and cheese melts. So yeah, let's get it on. Look at this for a little steam pool. Ooh. Sausage, bean and cheese melt. Let's go. Don't know what's happened to the storm this morning, but I'm not complaining. Look at that sky. It is glorious. It's a little bit windy, a little bit cold, but we are here and it's not raining. Lovely news.
Right, so as you guys will know, over at Hilton, or if you don't, you're not allowed to use your own pellet. You're only allowed to use the house pellet and boilie. But me and Jay have basically been sticking to a plan of we're just going to be using boilie the whole trip. And one of the things that we've been doing in our solid bags is putting in crumbed up boilie instead of using pellet. I'm not sure if you can see that there, but basically it's just crumbed up boilie instead of crumbed up or just normal 3 mil mini mix. So basically I've got a little idea here. I'm not sure if it will work, pretty sure it will, but basically what I'm going to do is take a good, I don't know, 1, maybe 2 or 3 scoops of this crumb, and then I'm going to add some. That's probably enough, to be fair. Might even take a little bit out of that. I only want like 2 handfuls, 3 handfuls, and then yeah, I'm going to mix up some water with that. Try to turn that into like basically into a mushed up ball, and then I'm going to chuck a few balls of crumbed up boilie around where my solid bags are. Oh, right, make the most of this little break in the rain that we've just had. Sun's trying to come out through the clouds there. Yeah, been bivvied up for most of the morning this morning, but yeah, as I was just saying there, got some boilie crumb here. It's basically dry boilie crumb that I've been putting in my solid bags. What I'm going to do is just grab a little bit of water, and then I don't want to add too much because you only have to add literally a tiny little bit. But yeah, basically give this a little mix round. Probably have to get my hands in there. I mean, it's probably it's almost ground bait, like the consistency of the boiling. Once it's been mashed up. And basically, what I want to be able to do is make a few balls, and then just be able to lob them out onto the spot. Yeah, perfect. Right, I'm getting peckish. It's time for some lunch. Gonna do some sausage patties in some buns. So I've already put the cooker on. So yeah, let's just get these open, mate. Look at this. Woo. Mate, these are absolutely banging. If you've never tried these, I'll say you've had sausages and that. Like this is it's basically just a sausage, just in a patty. But instead of it taking 15 minutes to cook, they take about 5 minutes, which is handy when you're on the bank. Lovely jubbly. So I just did phone Jay up and asked him if he wanted one, and he said nah, he's good, he's not hungry at the minute. So just gonna have a double sausage patty to myself.
red species we're after. Nice little tench, probably the biggest one I've ever caught, to be honest with you, but guess what, Ollie? I ain't blanking sad.
Yes, mate. It's not a bad one, to be fair. Where we've decided to stay the extra night tonight. My last resort food has basically come to the rescue. Bag of mash and 2 rustler burgers that I was meant to have, was it yesterday? I don't know, but we did something else instead. And yeah, it's worked out that we've got burger and mash for dinner tonight, and then we got hot dogs and beans for breakfast tomorrow. So dinner this evening, a cheeseburger each and some mashed potato we got going on in here. All lovely. Hopefully that'll warm us up. It's quite a chilly one tonight. It's not too stormy. The rain has stopped as well, fortunately. I've still got mine out. But yeah, quick munch of dinner and then straight back to it. Come on the carp. Good morning. Oh no. What has happened here? Water level's come up about 6 inches. It's about, I got my rubbish bucket there. Luckily that didn't float away. It's about 6 inches up overnight. I'm not sure how much it rained last night. Oh look, there's some fizzing on my spot over there. Right in line with that reflection of the tree, but in the dark bit against the back there. Look, fizzing on my spot. Go on. But yeah, this is not good. I can't even get out my peg. Yeah, gonna have to give Jay a quick ring and then let him know that I'm probably gonna start packing down, or at least take the barrow out my peg, and then I'm gonna start loading the barrow up out there so I don't get stuck in here. Oh man.
With that trip coming to an end on Shals Pond on the 29th of January, we arranged our next session and we were coming back on the 2nd of February. 2 days at home and we're straight back on the bank. I say this session, Jay's dad was going to be joining us. So instead of fishing on Shals Pond, with there being only 5 swims, we thought we'd mix it up a bit. We'd go for Kany and we'd fish on Kany as there was 9 to 10 swims. And this was the home of the real big girls. Or is it?
Right, it is Sunday afternoon. I'm just getting the car loaded up now, and yeah, gonna be dropping. I've had the little one this weekend. My sister's here, so she's looking after the little one while I've been loading up the car. I've done my food shopping this morning, booked a last minute trip over to Hilton. We're gonna continue on the winter campaign. But yeah, what an absolutely lovely Sunday. Could not turn the fishing down. Alright, just holding my head torch up in front of me, so I'm actually blind. I should probably stop walking. But yeah, just arrived at Hilton Valley on a Sunday night. It's -1 degrees. It's getting colder and colder as we speak, and I'm just waiting for Jay and his dad to turn up. So saw there was a car in the car park, so I've just wheeled my wheelbarrow halfway down the track. I'm just going to go for a little wander around the lake now, see if there's anyone fishing. Because there's me, Jay and his dad coming, we decided to give Shals Pond a miss this week, and we're going to be fishing Kany just because there's 3 of us and there's only 5 swims on that lake, so it doesn't really make sense to try and ram 3 of us in on there. But yeah, trying not to be too noisy because I'm pretty sure there's either 1 or 2 people on. They might not be on this lake, but yeah, go for a little walk round, decide where we're gonna fish. Jay and his dad are about 5-10 minutes away, so we'll catch up with them when they get here. But yeah, gonna go for a little walk and keep moving because it's getting cold and I've got my shorts and Crocs on. But yeah, once we get moving, we'll be warmed up. Right, let's go. Right, it has got real cold. I say I've literally just got the bivvy set up and there's already a layer of ice on the top of there. Not got the bivvy sorted out just yet, but yeah, just gonna have a little lead around, get 3 bags put out on some spots. And mate, I hate it when it's like this, like when you can see your breath and then all like just fogs up your headlight and then you can't see anything. So I'm going to stop talking and find a spot and get these rods out. Come on. Just got myself a handful of boilie and a few bits of crumb, a few little bits. Basically just gonna chuck a little handful on my margin, on my left hand margin spot, and that's the only one that I'm gonna bait. But yeah, literally, I don't know what, 5 boilies, 6 boilies, lovely, and a few bits of crumb. Hey, I was just messing around getting the kettle on and tidying the bivvy up, and I've just had a liner on that on the middle rod, and I'm backleaded up. Mate, it's so cold. Sorry, I'm trying to stay back from the camera so my breath stays away from it. But yeah, liner on the middle rod. I'm using a back lead, so got to be something going on. Get the camera set up while I make my hot water bottle, and then I'll be off to bed. Maybe we'll have a fish before bed. That would be awesome. Cool, look at me, all head torched up. Oh. Right, gonna get that kettle on in a second. But yeah, as I said, I just had a liner on that rod, and I just want to basically talk through what's been going on and what the crack is. Obviously, we turned up at like 8 o'clock, and we're over at Hilton Valley on why can I never remember the name of the lake? Kany. We're on Kany this time. So we usually fish on Shals pond, but we're fishing Kany as we're here with Jay's dad and Jay. There's actually somebody else on, and yeah, they've both set up on the other side. I'm in Stew's. There's 3 of them that side, one of me this side. So I've gone with 3 rods, and I've put one to the left, one out in front of me, and one to the right. So basically fishing this whole, not this whole bank, because I'm only fishing like 6.5 wraps. But yeah, sort of spread all 3 rods out. Took me a very long time to find a spot. Like I say, we're at 2nd of February, it's ice cold, and there's just weed everywhere in this lake. But bringing it in, and it's absolutely steaming with naturals, like little creepy crawlies, little bugs, and loads of crazy stuff in there, loads of snails and stuff like that. So tried to find a nice clear spot amongst the weed, and trying to recast to it in the dark has been a nightmare. I found a spot on the right, took me about 20 minutes. Found a spot in the middle, took me 5-10 minutes. Spot on the left took me 5-10 minutes. And then I thought, right, before I put a bag on and chuck it out, I'm gonna just put the lead back on and make sure I'm aiming at the right thing, because in the dark you could be literally looking slightly off and you land in weed. So yeah, just wanted to eye up what I was marking up against and stuff like that. So ended up having another cast around, and then couldn't find my spot on the right hand side. My first spot that I found, just couldn't find it. So it must have literally just been a tiny hole in the weed, and maybe I should have just put a bag on and got it out. I had a lead around for all 3 rods rather than getting that one out. I basically leaded around for all of the rods, because just in case I didn't want to put a bag out and then end up like not being able to find a spot here, so then have a more of a lead around over here. So yeah, I wanted to have a complete lead around before I got any rods out. But yeah, so I couldn't find the spot on the right hand side, and I was thinking, what is going on? And then yeah, I was having a cast around, adjusted the clip like 6 inches, 8 inches, a foot, just to see if I was like maybe not holding the rod at the right angle, or maybe I was standing in a slightly different place. But I've tried to stand in the same place in the corner of the step there. But yeah, anyway, 10 minutes later, I've gone, because I was fishing the right margin, found a real nice, like, not a hard spot, but like a spot amongst the weed. And then yeah, just couldn't find it, so ended up having a lead about towards the island a bit more. And then I've probably come maybe a rod length off the island, and I found a nice bit of gravel, probably like big boulders and stuff like that. It's not like it's like donk donk donk, like big rocks. And yeah, and then so I thought, yeah, that's quite nice. So I clipped up there, and then I had a little lead around there, and I found a nice bit of clay, like literally, I don't know, 6 inches away from that, a foot away from all the hard rocks there. But yeah, if you go too close to the island, it's all rocky. You come too far away, it's all weedy. But it's like a strip of clay or something in between the rocks and the weed. So maybe that's a little patrol route. But yeah, so I've put a bag on there. Got a pink magic bean on there with boilie crumb in the bag, because you're not allowed to use your own pellet here. Same as what we do on Shals Pond. And yeah, so that's all 3 bags out. Yeah, one on a pink, one on a yellow, and one on a match the hatch. I've gone for the pink right hand side, match the hatch out in front of me, because I found quite a nice spot. Like, there wasn't too much weed, so I think the pink in amongst like a little bit of weed might get noticed a bit more. I put a match the hatch out in front of me, which was on like a more of a cleary clay spot. There wasn't much weed at all, so I've gone for a match the hatch there. And then on the left hand side, I've put a yellow out in a crumb bag, and then I just walked up the bank there and then chucked in, I don't know, 4 boilies, like 10s, 2 10s, 2 15s, and then like maybe 2 15s crumbed in half, and then 2 10s crumbed in half. I don't know what, like, it was all just mush in my hand basically. I just basically was messing with it, and yeah, just mushed it all up and chucked that out. And I've put that over the left hand rod, because even though it's 6.5 wraps that way, I'm only fishing, I don't know, like a rod length off the bank. There's like a rut of weed, a rut of reeds that poke out, and literally just, I don't know, if you land, I don't know, 8 inches or so off the weed, you get a nice donk. Anywhere else, it's weed. So it's like quite a dustbin lid. And yeah, managed to get the bag on that. I put a yellow on there, just because there's a bit more weed around there as well. Maybe the colour will get him to pick it up. But if I ever pick up on the match the hatch, I'll swap them all to match the hatch. Whatever I have a bite on, I'll probably swap all bags onto that. And yeah, hope for the best, because that seems to work on the Shals Pond. Once we find something that works, it works for a couple of fish. So yeah, definitely we'll act on that if we get anything. But yeah, what is even the time now? It's very late. It is 10:15, and I'm literally just getting sat down after getting my rods out. I've been sat down for 6 minutes talking to you. Yeah, and I say I'm just going to make my hot water bottle now, drink a cup of coffee that I've got in my thermos, and then yeah, probably hit the sheets. Oi, good morning. Oh, the lake's frozen over. Yep, it's frozen. Lovely. Huh. Well, I was cosy in my shorts, in my sleeping bag last night, with my hot water bottle. Man, why is it frozen? Right, I'm making a coffee, getting back in bed. What a nightmare. Hopefully it will defrost shortly. Well, yeah, just taking a little look around. Like, my spot to the left hand side here is unfrozen. My spot out towards the island is unfrozen. And my spot off the edge of that island is unfrozen. So maybe there's fish near my solid bag. There is a little bit of salt in my bags. I doubt the salt would have stopped the water freezing around the bag. That'd be very peculiar. But it's definitely frozen, and then not frozen in other places. Let me grab. Ground's frozen. Handful of rocks. Yeah. It's definitely 100% frozen. Yeah. Right, hopefully this coffee don't take too long. We can enjoy this lovely February morning. I was just filming a time lapse. I don't know if it'll show it, but a fish has just shown. Well, I see its tail come out the water. I thought it was a duck at first, diving. Nothing came up. Fairly certain it was a fish tail over my bag. Come on. The lake's still frozen over. The guy over in that corner there has been chucking a rake and rope out to smash up the ice. Must be quite thick over there. But he's got no wind. Like, it's frozen to the left of the island and frozen. Obviously in front you can see where it's actually frozen. But yeah, seem to have been quite lucky in this swim. We've ended up with quite a lot of unfrozen water, especially over to the left over there. Like, the whole of deep corner is basically, well, the whole of deep corner is melted, apart from behind the island in that guy's swim opposite. But yeah, interesting. I think I just see a fish, which is a positive sign. I've had 3 liners or so on that middle rod. I've had a liner on the left hand rod. So fingers crossed. It's looking hopeful. Come on, the carp. Oh, it's time for the old school bad boys to come out. Oh, yeah. It's been a pretty miserable cold day. Not been too windy, so it's not actually been too bad sat in the bivvy, but as soon as you get out it is real cold. But it's not meant to be frosty again this evening, so fingers crossed we won't suddenly get a snap and everything will frost. Looks absolutely lovely out there. Like I say, it's been pretty much flat calm all day. But yeah, just finished eating my Caesar salad there. Just made myself a lovely cup of coffee, and I'm gonna have a biscuit and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Don't ask why I'm filming, because I just put it in the tree. Now it's dark, I've got a bag on, pressure's on. I'm going to pretend I'm not filming. I've come about a rod length away from the island, found a nice spot just under that tree, but don't want to get too close to the tree now. But yeah, fingers crossed, it's on the money. Let's go. It's time to get that pizza on. So I've just got a couple packs of cheese here that I'm going to cut up and chuck on the top of there. I've been letting this heat up for the last couple of minutes. I might even move. Oh, it's going to be hopefully this fits. Oh, look at that, like a dream. Right, let's move a couple of these bits of pepperoni around. It's probably alright, to be fair. Right, get some cheese on there. 12 minutes. Hopefully we'll have a banging pizza. Got a bit of cheddar and a bit of red Leicester. Right, got them lovely bits of cheese all sliced up. Oh look, that's actually cooking. The cheese is melting and it's steaming. Right, let's get all this extra cheese on there. Can't go wrong with a bit of red Leicester as well. Ooh, lovely. Oh. Good morning. Cool. What a contrast to yesterday. Woke up to the lake being frozen. Today it's about 5 degrees. Absolute madness. So I slept in my shorts. I had to even take my socks off in the middle of the night last night because I was so hot. But yeah, just got the kettle on this morning. Get myself a lovely cup of coffee. And it is, unfortunately, pack down day today, so we will be going home this afternoon. Nothing's actually happened. A couple of guys have turned up. There's someone fishing opposite and there's someone fishing next door. Hopefully that might push the fish around. Like, I'm not going to redo I was actually going to redo my rods this morning, but because they've turned up, I now don't want to. Just because I feel like they've made a disturbance, push the fish around. Hopefully they'll get pushed into my swim. And matey next door actually told me this morning while he was setting up, he see a fish smash out in the front of my swim this morning, which is absolutely typical because that's where my bag was yesterday. That's where I saw a fish yesterday. And for some reason I moved the rod underneath that tree because everyone told me to.
So that first trip on Kany just absolutely flew by. Jay's dad went home, I think after 24 or 48 hours. And me and Jay did the extra night and we blanked. We didn't catch. But just being on that lake again, the last, say, my first ever session there a year ago was on that lake, in that swim, in deep corner. I say, just being back there just gave us the urge. And me and Jay had decided, right, we've had a couple of fish out of Shals over the last month. Let's see if we can come back and catch one out of Kany. So before we went home that session, me and Jay arranged our next session, and it was going to be on Kany. We had to try and get these sessions in quick. With only 3 weeks left of the ticket, With the car on its last legs, its fuel injector had gone. I decided it was worth the risk. We was going to do it. We've got to go and do another session on Kany. So I got all my gear packed up and I started the 2-hour drive to go pick up Jay, and then the little half-hour drive to Hilton from his house. I just had to get on the bank and satisfy my fishing urge. The car's health and condition wasn't a priority, fishing was. And that gut feeling hopefully pays off. Oh my lord.
That was a bit scary to say the least, mate.
That was probably the worst journey I've had in this car
Ever.
in 4 years, 5 years.
I've never been so scared going up a hill, jumping and not being able to drive up.
The fuel injector looks like it's completely gone now. And as I was coming off the motorway to get to Jay's house, I couldn't go above 30. So I've had to drive 30 mile an hour. We've come the back way, so we didn't have to go on the motorway to Hilton from Jay's. And it was not a good idea because it was just laney, hills everywhere. I've got no fuel injector, so we're like juddering up the hill at like 20, 25 mile an hour. It's taken us about an hour and 20 minutes, but we have arrived at Hilton. It's absolutely lashing it down. We're going to go for a little walk around. Mate, I need to have a coffee. I need to get my flask out and have a coffee and chill out for 20 minutes. My heart is racing. I was so nervous we were just going to break down on the way here and we weren't going to make it, and I was going to have to phone the AA and... Oh, mate, I was not looking forward to that. But we are here. Let's get it. Right, it's taken me forever to find that, but yeah, finally now found a nice little bar slash gap in the weed out there at about 5.5 and 6 wraps. So I'm going to put 2 rods on that, and then I'm either going to fish one long towards the island or one down into the margin, because I'm going to fish 3 rods. I haven't decided. But yeah, I'm going to fish one at 5.5, one at 6, and then I haven't decided where I'm going to put the other one yet. But yeah, just going to get the first rod out. It's getting dark and miserable now, so probably not going to bother doing any more filming in that. But yeah, Jay's had a couple of beeps. Fingers crossed. Fish will be on the bank very soon. Feels good for it. Come on, the carp. Oh, that was an absolute mission. Mission of a journey. Mission setting up. Mission getting the rods out. Raining, miserable. Car nearly broke, but we are here. We are fishing. 48 hours ahead of us, and I am hyped. I'm actually super confident. Found some real nice spots. I'm probably most confident on my left hand rod. I've got a real nice donk, and you can pull back like a rod and a half, and there's no weed. Probably 2 rod lengths off that pipe inlet that comes in on the left hand side there. Real confident on the middle rod as well. Same with the right hand rod, but I kind of got a feeling it's going to be the left hand one that does the first fish. And I say first fish because there's going to be more than one this session. I've got my spare fleece in the bed. I'm going to put on. Get my whole bottle in there.
Yes, mate. I've just been woken up. We have a fish in the net. Look at that, mate. Middle rod. Come on, son. Oh my lordy. What a start, mate. I was mega confident last night. And we've been woke up in the morning to an absolute banger in the net. Well, it's in the sling now. But I literally just woke up. The buzzer woke me up about 7:15 this morning. Funnily enough, I had my alarm set for 7:30, so I would have literally been getting up in like 10-15 minutes. What is the time? Yeah, look, 7:19 on the 11th of February. But yeah, I was mega confident last night, and it's definitely paid off. But yeah, just got the kettle on. Just gonna make myself a quick cup of coffee. Give Jay a shout. Get him over, and we'll do some bits with the fish, photos, weigh it, and stuff like that. Yes, mate. I finally beat the blank here on Kany as well. I've been fishing on and off, like, been coming here for a year. I think I've done like 3 sessions in total, maybe 4. And I've never caught a fish on here. It's my first session I've caught a fish on here. Come on. Let's go. Yeah, as I say, it's very chilly this morning, so just gonna get myself a quick cup of coffee on the go, and then we'll go and sort the fish out.
We've had a few sessions on Shals and a few sessions over here on Kany, and finally we've managed to catch one of these elusive. My fingers feel like they're going to fall off. This has been the most misbehaved fish. I'll get it out for a little quick show this side, and it is behaving typically. But yeah, what a winter it has been. Last couple of weeks of February, a few weeks left on this winter ticket campaign, and we've managed to bag one out of Kany. We've had a few fish out of Shals. Campaign is pretty much completed. Let's go.
Really weird day with the weather. Flat calm again now. Keep locked on. See if we can see any activity. Saw loads yesterday, so hopefully we'll still see the same activity that will give us a confidence boost. Jay's just had a flurry of beats, so fingers crossed, Carp won't be far around the corner. Yes, mate. He's into a fish. He's got one in the net. I knew it was coming, man. I've been sitting here watching for the last couple of hours. I literally said to you, they've been showing out in front of me and then out in front of Jay, and I was like, Jay's gonna get by any minute. Literally, we looked at the full moon yesterday and it said 8:45 or something silly was the full moon, like 100% this morning, and he's had a bite at 8:47 or something. So for all you full mooners out there, maybe it is true. But yeah, it's really annoying because at like 7 o'clock this morning I was thinking the full moon's at like 8:30, 9 o'clock basically, 8:45. Shall I redo my rod this morning, my left hand rod? Because I redid my right and middle rod last night, or yesterday afternoon. Didn't redo the left hand rod, and then I didn't redo it this morning, and now I'm gonna redo it quickly. So yeah, Jay's just sorting his rod out, sorting the fish out. He's gonna give Darren a ring, because pretty sure it's one of the ones that have been uncaught. It's an unknown fish, so yeah, gonna give Darren a ring. Darren's probably gonna have a walk round, so yeah, gonna redo my rod. Got about 2 or 3 hours of fishing left. I'm just gonna put it down into this left margin down here, because I've seen like 3 fish this morning. They've probably moved out. like I was saying to you earlier, I saw them showing further and further out in front of me, and then out in front was Jay, and then Jay's had one. But yeah, maybe they work their way down in front of this margin again, and yeah, fingers crossed we might be able to pinch one before we go. But at least Jay's had one. Come on, I knew that was happening. Let's go. Thank you, carp gods.
Well, we've done 3 nights on Kany, and we've had 2 commons, mate. Everyone comes here for the mirrors, but do you know what? In these wintry conditions, a fish is a fish. Here's the other side of the beauty. Pink magic bean again, baby. To be honest, I'm actually pretty buzzing with this fish. Kany is a hard lake, and to have any fish in winter it's good going. So
To both have a fish in a session as well.
what a fish. Let's get some pictures.
Let's go.
So, a couple of fish each. We can't ask for anything more than that out of Kany. The hardest lake at Hilton. Well, some people would say it's the hardest, but me and Jay would argue that Shals is probably just as hard. But yeah, it was nice to both have a fish. But as you know, we basically didn't make it. So I opted to text my mechanic after I dropped Jay off. I wasn't going to be driving the car home at 20 mile an hour. It wasn't worth the risk. I had to go and drop it off and get it repaired. And fingers crossed, it would be back and ready in time, because in 2 days' time, we've got another trip planned. Although I would be doing this trip on my own, as Jay was going for a 4-day session on Linear, or 5 days up at Linear with Jake. Preparation for the Parkerbaits Linear B2 social. And the man, you know the man done it. If you haven't watched his video, the king of B2, 2 B2 or 2 Parkerbaits socials in a row, 2 years in a row, this man has won it. Go watch Fish with Jay, mate. You might learn a thing or two. I certainly have, and I won't deny it. So, with my car being at the mechanics, I was a little bit panicky that he wouldn't turn up on time. I gave him a text and said, "Is the car ready?" And he replied saying, "Mate, I'm going to need it for another week." My heart sunk. I was leaving to go to Hilton the next day. I need the car. And I was panicking, like, what can I do? Jay's not coming. So, like, I can't even get Jay to, like, I can't meet Jay's dad or whatever might be able to give us a lift. Nothing. I was thinking, what can I do? And I basically asked my superstar of a dad if he could drop me off after work in the morning and then pick me up 72 hours later and bring me home. And yeah, thank God he agreed to do that. And I'm so glad he did, because otherwise, like I say, we would have missed out on that 72-hour session. So we arrived at Hilton just before 12 o'clock. And like I said, I was on my own. So I was barrowing round on my own to Deep Corner. And I bumped into Ian, one of the other guys with a winter ticket there. And we managed to have a quite nice little social session. Got to know him quite well. He's a nice fella, and he's had a couple of fish over the winter as well. I'll drop his link to his Instagram in the description down below, so you can go give him a follow. Yeah, and I say, with that 72-hour trip being quite slow, I managed to get to know Ian quite well. We had some good food, some good laughs, and then he left, I think, the day before I left, so I actually did the last 24 hours on my own. And yeah, unfortunately blanked, but my dad came and picked me up again, the superstar, and we was off back home, hopefully to pick up the car on the way back from my mechanic's house, because it's basically on the way back to my house. And I've texted the mechanic and said, "I'm on the way to pick up the car, mate, all good." And he replied saying, "One of my family members has just ended up in hospital, mate. I'm not at home, so the car's not ready. It's not going to be ready for a couple of days." And I was gutted, to say the least, because this was now the 26th or 24th of February. We were coming back, me and Jay, on the 26th of February for the last 3 days of the winter ticket, and I didn't have a vehicle again. And my dad had already said there's no chance he's bringing me up here again 2 days later. So it was a tough drive home, to be honest. I was gutted. I was thinking the campaign was over, and then me and Jay just had a sudden thought: why don't we hire a car or a van, and we'll just go there, do this last 3 days. So you know, that's what we did. We went to my local hire a car. It was actually cheaper to hire a van, so we've hired a van, and my God, it was so much easier. It reminded me of a couple of years ago before I sold my van. The ease of loading. It took me about 5 minutes to get loaded up. I've come and picked up Jay. He's got loads. I could have picked up 2 more people in that van, but yeah, it was just a luxury. The last session in luxury, and yeah, I'll let you watch and see what happened on that last session.
Well, we are here for the last session. A couple of other people in the car park as well. Probably got the same idea.
Can I say one thing?
Go on then.
What fish did I land a few days ago, mate?
Oh mate, congrats to Jay landing a new PB. 36 pound over at Linear, smashing up 36.10, yeah, smashing up the Parkerbaits social, winning it again 2 years in a row. Mr. Maker, isn't he? Man, proper summer vibes here. Look, we've got the vents open, the sun's out, it is absolutely glorious. So just got the pod set up, got the bivvy set up, just got the vapor peak to chuck on there, and then grab my rods out, and we are fishing. So Jay's just getting all of his bits set up over there. His bivvy's still wet from Sunday when he was at Linear. But it won't take very long in this lovely old sunshine for it to dry out. What a session, man. Proper summery vibes. I'm in my t-shirt. Got my little Swimbooker t-shirt on. Don't forget, check out Swimbooker for all your online bookings and stuff. What a great app it is, especially when you want to get out for a last minute session. Check the availability. Unfortunately, it was a bit busier here than what we would have wanted, but we got the swims that we want. We are set up. Like I say, sun's out. I'm super happy. Just time to get the rods out, get the rest of the bits tidied up. Come on, the Carp. Oh mate, I'm so excited for this session. Come on. Time to get a bit of dinner on. Got a bit of garlic bread. Gonna do some hot dogs. And we got the old Swimbooker and Swimbooker lives, and a bit of Jay. Come on, let's go. With the geese coming back, it's a sign that spring is here. And today being the 28th of February, the last day of this Hilton Valley ticket, we're going to leave this fishery perhaps till next winter. We might do a little bit of fishing over the spring and the summer, but that draws an end to the winter ticket. And I hope you've enjoyed this campaign. It's been a lovely winter. We've had some lovely fish out, and yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the spring.
And well, that brings us to a wrap of the winter campaign. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we did recording and editing it, because it has been an absolute dream of a winter. Like I said, easy fishing, nice swims. We caught fish. Me and Jay had 12 fish between us out of Hilton. I think Jay had 5 from Shals, and I had 3 from Shals, and then we both had 1 each out of Kany. And yeah, what a winter it was.